I am so confused about the woman being burned alive in the subway in NYC. Please shoot me if you see me fully engulfed. I am confused about how there's information about this woman. From what I read, she was asleep when it happened. Police found alcohol containers and a walker near her, so she was disabled and possibly also drunk. This would slow her ability to react and might also prevent her noticing it happen. As for why no one helped, it's hard to say. Edit, I actually didn't even think of there being fire extinguishers on trains. I don't think many people knew of that or where to find one, and that would be a big factor. A lot of people don't know how to use one despite directions posted, and fear of doing wrong can be paralyzing. As for smothering the fire, if an accelerant was used, this might not work. If the woman inhaled the accelerant like if he used gas, she's doomed. Honestly, it didn't seem real. I know it was real, but watching the video I can see why people would just walk by thinking it is a prop or SMTH. Self-preservation. Fire is not something the average person wants to be involved with. This was a whole person on fire, not just a pot on a stove. She was already dead before anyone probably would have been able to realistically help her. I keep seeing people ask why nobody helped and everybody just goes to bystander effect, but like what do you expect someone to do? Unless you can pull a bucket of water out of your pocket, you're useless in that situation. The woman also had a zero chance of surviving even if the fire was put out by the time anyone could have possibly done anything. I did not and will not watch the video. I've asked myself why no one helped as well. I think because people would assume the man used some type of accelerant. What's going to stop him from spraying any potential rescuer with accelerant as well? That's my rationale. But even so, how does someone respond to such a random tragic scene? Edited to clarify, no accelerant was used. What a world we live in, where you can't take a nap in public without someone doing something as horrific as setting you on fire. This world is so senseless sometimes. Just evil acting out for the sake of evil intent. What should have been a safe nap resulted in her death. People are so evil. When people are burned, their tendons lock up. In the most viral part of the clip where she's standing and holding the rail, she wouldn't have any control over her movement at that point. The last person that tried to protect people's lives on the subway was arrested by city police and charged. Why did no one help? This one is pretty easy. Nobody could help. What could anyone do? It's an active fire. Extremely dangerous for anyone else to get close to. I guess someone maybe could have tossed a Starbucks on the person? There's not exactly training for how to put out a person on fire for subway riders. No one helped because it was shocking and horrific. Also, deep down, fire terrifies us. And really, what could anyone do? Water would just spread the fire. Anything else would just set a potential rescuer on fire. Why did he do it? Nobody can know. He's nuts. Crazy is hard to understand. How was she still standing? Fire hurts. Your muscles clench up and then they cook in place. Nothing surprises me with burning deaths. Don't try to make sense of any of it. If you're sane, you can't figure it out. Trying to understand something like this without a degree in psychology will just depress you. Suddenly everyone is wishing Daniel Penny was around, though. Relating to the perpetrator, you can't apply reason to someone that has none. You would be surprised at what people can survive initially when adrenaline is keeping you alive. As far as nobody helping, look up the bystander effect. But to summarize it, people in a crowd tend to assume someone else will help. Evil is everywhere. My mom has fallen on multiple treadmills due to drop foot. I don't think she's ever been helped by anyone in the gym. She has to pull herself off the treadmill by herself. I'm not surprised no one helped the lady. Unless there is an off-duty doctor or nurse nearby, I wouldn't expect anyone else to help. Thank you for the doctors that were shopping at Jewel the Sat before last. If you didn't help my mom perform CPR on my dad, we wouldn't get Christmas with him tomorrow. Honestly, shock. I was 17 when I encountered a woman who slit her wrists in a Greyhound bathroom. 17-year-old me didn't know what to do. 17-year-old me was in shock, and 35-year-old understands to this day that shock would go on for a few more hours. Someone else helped the lady, and as far as I know, she survived. But shock is stage 1. And Y has proven that if you help, you'll stand trial at a minimum. Was she just standing there while he poured some combustible liquid on her and set her ablaze? Real talk, it's hypocritical as hell to expect people to help strangers in a society that won't help them. If I save this woman's life, but suffer burns, will the hospital treat me at no out-of-pocket cost to me? If I catch on fire and die, what sort of lifestyle will our society ensure my children can live without me? We all know the answers. Can we go back to the times when we've always been horrible?